Ciao, this is Roberto Ricci from RRD. Today I would like to talk to you to introduce you to our Evolution Wing ER30, which is basically the main wing of our range. I would like to show you the most important feature we have introduced this year on this very important and special wing for our range. First of all, we have redesigned the strut connection to the leading edge. We have basically put forward this kind of a panel that you can see over here in order to extend the distance between the front hand and the leading edge. We have placed, by the way, the front handle even farther forward, so you have more of a grip and more control when you get overpowered with your wings. And then we have completely redesigned the handle and boom system. We have 4 attachments which are really flat, as you can see over here. There is no problem for your hands when you put, when you grab your boom like that. And this allows you to have a very easy changeable position for both for your hand if you want to use your handles or your boom. And with this clip that you have over here, you can really put the boom easily in and out of the wing, allowing you to really switch from handle positioning or boom usage, really depending on your style. There's no preferred style. I mean, most of the people nowadays use the boom just because you can always have a solid grip everywhere you want. You can place your harness light right in the middle. It's just more of a convenient thing, mostly for people that really already are, used to riding a wing. If you want to ride handles, easily you can switch from boom to handle like that. And the handle is also preferred setting for people that really want to have a packable solution with your wings, so you don't have to take the boom out after your sessions. The strut, as you can see, is slightly increased in diameter, so you have more of a rigid position, of a rigid structure in the middle of the wing. So you can really count on this wing being able to actually act like a easy to pump device, and at the same time you can ride this wing with a lot of wind, being overpowered without needing to switch to another model of wings, because this Evolution Wing has an incredible range throughout the whole collection, from the 1.5 to the 6.5. The main size is 5.5, 5.0, 4.5, 4.0. They really have an incredible range throughout, and this is due mainly to 2 things: the design of a very large leading edge that spreads all the way across the tips. So you can see this structure here is really the main backbone of the whole system. The ER30 model, which is a new model, you can see that the stitching of the leading edge has been swept backwards, as we actually is descended from the middle line, so that on the tips the stitching is away from the flow, for the airflow. So you have less drag on the tips, so your wing is going to be definitely way more wind efficient. The tips at the same time have been shortened compared to last year, so the wing itself has a slightly lower aspect ratio, and at the same time all the panels have been modified. You can see on the tips you have more curve and more reinforcement to be sure that the distortion of the tip when you get really overpowered is very constant. There's not such a thing like the tip just flicks like that. It actually stays in place all the time. It actually is a continuous flex throughout the whole sail, which directly influences the leech. The leech is the last part of the wing over here, which is supported by 3 mini battens, which are changeable. The windows are really well placed. They're super minimal, and they're made in TPU, so they're fully transparent. They will not yellow, and at the same time, they stay really stiff, and they're really easy to fold. The back part of the wing over here, there's a very strong reinforcement on the end of the strut, as you can see over here. So what this does, it keeps the whole, let's say, the rigidity of the action you do on the boom or on your handles. It's actually supported all the way down to the end of the strut. Here we have 2 attachment points of your leash, because when you use the wing in the waves or breaking water, You have way more support, and it has happened quite often that people rip off. The handle over here, it's definitely a lot stiffer and much narrower compared to what we had last year. And this allows you to have a very nice grip on your wing when you flag it. And actually try to go downwind, you want to pump on some of those chops. And basically you can really, it's really hard to twist. So any response, any message you give with your hands, it directly goes into the wing without being absorbed by the handle. As you can see, we have actually redefined a lot the profile of the wing this year, which is way more aerodynamic of the previous versions. It's way more clean. There's a lot of tension in the front that keeps basically the whole shape of the wing farther forward. There is a load spreader in the middle there, so all the load for the panels end up over there, and you really have a very even load on the whole profile of the wing. And all in all, it's a very versatile wing. You can use it both as I wouldn't say as a learner, but as soon as you start to really foil and learn how to tack and jibe, this is actually the wing. You can use it both for going fast, doing freestyle, and also doing waves and downwind ride, because the wing they're really compact and they're very versatile. And last but not least, this wing is quite powerful. Although it's very easy on your arm at the same time, because there's a very nice load distribution. So we really recommend it to all the people that want to have a very important moment of their development. You started maybe a couple of months ago, 3 months ago, you want to push your level forward. The Evolution wing can really help you to actually progress with a lot of ease, a lot of power, and you don't need to buy a huge size, a 6.0, 6.5, unless you really are super heavy. You can actually get your 5.0 as a mainsail in the quiver, and then go down to your 4.0 and still have a huge range covered, because the wing really kickstarts very easily. You really actively pump, and the wing responds very well, because there's a great definition of the profile, and the ship is really locked in. So try one at your dealer today and get on board with the Evolution Wing Gear 30. So the Gold version is the upgrade from the Dacron wing. As you can see, the sail is definitely the same panel layout as our Dacron version. Both the versions, both in full Dacron or Gold version, have the possibility to switch from the boom setup to the two-handle setup. As you can see, the front handle has the same curve as the boom, and the rear handle is basically the same as the boom in terms of diameter. They have oval shape. You can see that the grip both on the handle and the boom is actually very, very good. It's very ergonomical. And in the front part of the boom and the handle, there is this soft absorber. So in case you hit it on your board or on your body, you have definitely a little bit of protection. What differs the Evolution Dacron from the Gold version is the fact that we use 70% of the leading edge area surface. It's made with Alula. It's definitely an engine that allows you to have a great high-end type of power delivery. So you really can hold this wing into really strong wind, or you try to go upwind as quickly as possible. The wing is definitely very easy to handle, and at the same time it's definitely lighter, about 300-400 grams lighter than the Dacron version. And this year in particular, we have started to use a double layer of Alula. As you can see over here, the Alula in this position, in this part, is a little bit lighter, and here is darker, because you have double usage of Alula in a very, very critical section. So in this part of the wing, basically you have, I would say, over 40% of the area of the wing itself. So in this projected area, this part over here all the way down to the leech, you have 40% of your power delivery. And if this power delivery is perfectly let's say, kept in position, means when you start to get going, or with really strong winds, you have a wing which is definitely a lot easier to control in your hands. So another important feature about the Evolution Gold this year is the extra reinforcement we placed on the leading edge opening. As you can see, we use, of course, double Alula panel in the first 3 panels of the leading edge. At the same time, we use 2 triple stitch seams on the outside and on the inside with the recommended Alula tape on the very edge over here, so you can really see that the whole wing is reinforced with double Alula and triple Alula actually just in the closure over here. Even the connection point from the leading edge to the strut is also made with Alula, so the transfer of the stiffness is actually completely transferred in a very smooth, progressive way. And this is definitely a step up from the darker version in terms of lightweight and stiffness, and therefore performance, both for light wind winging and high wind winging, if you want to be able to use this wing with a different type of performance level. So we really recommend the gold version for riders who already are knowing what to do with the wings, and they definitely want to use bigger sizes with stronger winds, or definitely want to be in control when you have a lot of power in your hands.